What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here with the review for Ready to Love Season 6, you guys. Episode number 6. The episode is titled Realer Than You've Ever Been, you guys. So, before we go ahead and get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on my channel and you guys aren't yet subscribed, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor, you guys, and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know you can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing the video, you guys. And with that out the way, without further ado, let's discuss Ready to Love, shall we? All right, you guys. So before we go ahead and get into the review, I think we're gonna do a live again tomorrow night. I think we're gonna do it a little bit earlier than what we did it last week. We did it at 10 o'clock last week, so I think we're gonna go 5 hours earlier this week. I think we might do it about 5 o'clock and go up until about 6. So we'll see, you guys. And also that live last week, I enjoyed everybody who came on the live, but oh, you guys. So Jamala watched my live, she watched a replay of my live last week, right? Jamala was not happy with what was said in the live, not by me, but by Trinika. She wasn't happy about it. So she left a comment and she put in her Instagram stories. She tagged me in her Instagram stories, and then she DM'd me, and we had a conversation via DMs. And I do want to say this right here, right now, because me and her talked, and I told her in my DM that there's, I don't have an issue with her. I like all the women, and she said she was okay. She says she read that, and that her issue was with Trinika, not me. So I'm gonna put this out here, Jamala. You're welcome on this channel. You definitely are welcome on this channel. I don't want you to feel like, because I communicate with Trinika on Twitter or whatnot, that I'm gonna be biased towards you. I'm absolutely not. I have you even when you came into my DMs, you were a nice, kind person, and I appreciated that, right? So I appreciate that. You guys, I'm not going to tell you guys what she said in the DMs because that's just not who I am. I'm not a messy person. She didn't say anything like negative, but she just told me how she was feeling, right? So I appreciated that. So this episode, we see the men, and they are in the gentleman's lounge with Tommy. Technically, Tommy was late to the gentleman's lounge with this blue shirt on. I'm like, so you're not hot in this shirt, Tommy? Like, you're making me hot. So Tommy tells the men that the ladies have told him that they are making it harder than it needs to be. And what I want for you gentlemen to do this week is to make the ladies' hearts flutter. Take them on some romantic dates. And at the end of the week, I'm going to invite all of y'all together so that way we can iron out everything together. So you guys, the first date we have is LJ and Charisse. So now this was a nice, pretty romantic date. LJ and Charisse, they went salsa dancing. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I like that date. It's one of 2 dates that I liked in this episode. So Charisse, she has 2 left feet, right? So she is not a great dancer. The thing that I noticed about Charisse in this scene was the makeup. The makeup. Baby, whoever did her makeup, it was ghostly. You looked like Casper, the friendly white ghost. Because, girl, you was pale. So, while her and LJ, they're dancing, they having a little connection with each other, right? But immediately, once that date ended, once that dance ended, that's where the connection ended. Because after that, it was like pulling teeth, trying to get anything from Charisse. I was like, yeah, Charisse don't see it for you, LJ. I hate to tell it to you, buddy, but you're not a match for her. But are we shocked? Are we shocked? No. So after that, we have another date. So it is Randall and Jamala. They're doing candle making. Now, me personally, I didn't like that. I know I saw some people on Twitter that liked the candle making date. I thought it was quite cheap, if we're being honest. It wasn't for me. Child, y'all, every time Jamala says rah rah, I want to say bye bye. Then I want to say bye bye, bye bye, rah rah, bye bye, bye bye. Like I be want to say bye bye, bye bye, bye bye. Like how a baby says when they want their bottle, bye bye, Baba, because I'm kind of confused where she got rah rah from. Just not a big fan of rah rah, rah rah, baba, baba, bye bye. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of rah rah. Not the biggest fan of rah rah. Mm, mm, mm. So, like I said, they're making candles, right? So at the end of the date, Jamala tells us that she has a surprise for Randall. The surprise. I cringed at that surprise. So he tells her about his mom, right? And he tells Jamala that his mom and her, they're very similar, right? And also, you guys, so she told me that she doesn't get offended by me calling her Mama D, and I appreciate that, right? She's a beautiful girl. Like, I went through her Instagram, her pictures on Instagram, very beautiful. I'm thinking what the thing is that we see on the show is like the makeup. It's the makeup and it's the hair, because her Instagram pictures are gorgeous. She looks amazing. She actually looks her age on her Instagram photos, because on the show, I don't know what kind of makeup they use on the camera, and I don't know what it is, but her makeup, I think it's her makeup that ages her a little bit, and unfortunately the wig. That stuff ages Jamala just a little bit, because we're the same. Jamala and I are literally the same age, so it's kind of interesting, right? So they have a little inside joke between them, a little inside thing. You know how people say, how they, olive juice, right? You know how people say olive juice. I forgot where that came. I forgot what movie that came. Did that come from a movie or a TV show? I think I saw it at one point on Golden Girls, right? No, where did I see it at? I saw it on something years ago where you just say, I love juice. Olive juice. And you kind of say it slow, I love juice. Because if when you say it slow, it's kind of like, it look like you're saying, I love you. But you're not really saying it. But that's kind of cringy, just keeping it real with you, right? Like, I tweeted this about Jamala, right? When it comes to the man, let the man be the one that says it to you, right? Like, let him do it. Don't don't make it like you're pushing an issue or you're forcing it, right? Like, I don't know how what the time frame is of how long they've known each other at this point, but girl, when he was talking to me, because she asked him, does he see, can he see, like, what did she ask him? Can he see himself falling in love, or are you in love? It's neither one of them, Jamala. Like, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I've said this to you, I've said this to Kayla, and I've said this to Trinika. I think he's playing there's something in my beard. I think he's playing a game, right? I think he's trying to make it to the end of the show. I don't think he really has any connections with any one of you ladies. That's just my personal opinion. You guys know, you can tell me how you think and feel, and we can discuss it. No hard feelings if y'all feel otherwise, right? So when she asked him about that, he says, well, that's the whole point of the candle, right? I was like, oh, you slippery toad. Okay. So then they shared a kiss. I was like, okay. I don't see nothing wrong with I didn't see anything wrong with the kiss. I just cringed about the whole I love juice. See, I'm saying I love juice, olive juice. I just cringed about the olive juice. That's it. See, me personally, I'm cool. I'm in touch with my emotions, right? Because there is someone in my life that I am very much so in love with, right? But I haven't expressed that because me personally, I don't like to be the first one to say I love you, but I have no problem with saying I love you, right? But the thing for me is, I always feel like when you say I love you, people, especially if the person that you're saying that to and they're not ready to reciprocate it, they clam up. And it's kind of what happened with Randall in this scene. He kind of clammed up, right? They clam up because they feel like if you tell me you love me, then you expect for me to say it back to you. And I'm the type of person that I'll tell you straight up. I'm like, if I tell someone that I love them, I'm not saying it for you to say it back to me. I'm just simply expressing my feelings to you, like, hey, I feel like I'm falling deep for you. I feel like I'm falling in love with you, and that's it. And I will say, I don't expect for you to say it back to me. You can say it back to me, but if you say it back to me, I want you to mean it. If you don't mean it, if it's just idle words, don't repeat it to me, right? So that's how I feel. So let's pause here, you guys, and let's move forward. Y'all, we got a group date. It's a cheap ass group date, right? So it's Swayze, it's Shakira, it's Looney, and it's Justice, right? So they are doing trampoline in the park. I was like, now really, production, this is the best y'all could come up with. Like, I know if I was on Ready to Love, the production team would probably hate me and will be ready to get rid of me, right? Because I'm gonna make a stipulation right off the bat. I don't do group dates. This is not group. I don't do group date. I didn't come on here to date him, her, and him. I came on here on this show to date multiple people, yes, but I want to get to know people in individual settings. I don't need other people around me to get to know one person at a time. So don't put me in no damn group date, and definitely don't put me in no group date with no physical activity. I don't want to do it. So we see Looney and Justice talking, right? So Looney asks Justice, like, so you got a grand opening. What does Justice do? Can somebody tell me what is it that Justice does? Because I don't know. I don't really care. Just asking, right? Because he had a grand opening for Tommy's white party. Now he has a grand opening here, right? I don't know. Who cares, right? But Looney and Justice are having a connection. I was like, oh my good sis. You and your pretty braids and your stank walk, I don't want you with Justice. Ugh. Girl, move on. So I was about to say, why does it say Justice? But it's Shakira and Swayze, right? So Shakira and Swayze, they're talking, and Shakira is talking about how, she hasn't really saw him since the white party, right? And at the white party after that, she cried, and he was like, why didn't you tell me? Like, I would have been there for you, right? And she's just still in her feelings about what. Now, I don't know what happened at the white. I know what happened at the party, right? I know what happened, but like I told Jamala when we talked, right? And I think I've said this to Trinika. I know I've said this to Jamala. I know I said this last week's live, right? I can only go off of what they show us on the show, right? So anything outside of what is edited, I have no, I don't speak. If you guys, they tell me things, right? But I don't speak on it because production didn't show it to us. So I take the words at it and that be it, right? So I'm under like I said last week, I'm under the impression that production left a lot of shit out. And I would love to know why production left stuff out, right? Oh, Shanta gonna be at the Grambling Prairie View game? Oh my God, I actually wanna go. Sorry you guys, it just came across the TV. I want Shakira to go home and get some therapy. That's all I gotta say. So the next day we have, now this one was kind of a romantic, it could be a romantic setting, right? So we see Samson. So Samson is out on a date with Brandy, right? And he's brought Brandy a gift and a book. Excuse me, y'all. Okay. I'm not a book person, so if you bring me a book and be like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this? What do you want me to do with this? You read it. I know what you do with a book. You read it, but I fall asleep in books, but hey, it is what it is. So he asked Brandy, has she ever been engaged? She says no. He asked her about her last relation. Well, he asked her why not. So Brandy says that she's been in relationships, right? But she never felt like the guys really took her seriously or ever really tried to get to know her. Like I told you guys, I felt like with Miami, we were going to get a bunch of grown ass F-boys. Told you that. So then we see Mike and Kayla. They're having a date, right? I don't know how Mike thought that taking Kayla to play pool was a good idea for a date. Kayla, for the love of God. Oh my God, I just want to know who bought these. Where did they get these wigs? My good God. Who gave them the budget for the wig? Actually, they don't have a budget for the wig. Baby, I ain't never saw a wig so ugly in my life. These wigs are all given thrift store realness, you guys. First, that wig that Kayla got on in that scene, it's just like, girl, please pluck her some more. Actually, no, don't pluck her. Pluck her off of your head, throw her in the garbage can, get some lighter fluid or some kerosene or some gas or whatever you need, light a match, throw it in there, and incinerate her. Then the wig that you got on in your confessional, do the same for her. Pull her off your head. With that fire that is going on in the trash can, just take her off, pop her in there too. Baby, neither one of these wigs got a scalp. Neither one of those wigs had a scalp. I was like, who did Kayla's wig and why? Kayla, I want you to go back and ask the person who did your wig for a refund. Actually, I want every woman on this show to go ask the person who did their wigs for a refund. Because I don't think I've saw not one wig that I really like this season. They're all horrible. And I love all the women. Just think all you wigs are horrible. So then we see, where are we at? So yeah, when Mike and Kayla, they're doing pool, right? I just don't understand how you thought that was a romantic date, but hey, it is what it is, right? So we move back over to Samson and Brandy, which I forgot about. So she asked Samson to tell her about his last relationship. He told her, I wasn't listening. Sorry, to be honest. Sorry, you guys. Wasn't really listening. But I did listen to him later in the episode when he was talking to Charisse, and we'll talk about that later. So with Kayla and Mike, right? So they're playing pool, right? So Kayla made a bet with Mike, right? So whoever won playing pool, the other one gives them a kiss, right? So here's the thing that threw me with Mike. So Mike is asking Kayla about her connection, and he's talking about Randall. And I was like, nigga, why are you worried about another man? You getting to know her. Why do you care about Randall? But it is what it is. He asked about Randall, right? He tells her she needs to watch out for Jamala. Okay, cool. I don't care. So then Mike ended up losing, right? And when he lost, he was supposed to give her a kiss, right? But he has a whole issue with the fact that she's kissed Zoe and Randall. But they were cheek kisses. It's not like she kissed him on the lips. Sir, worry about your eyes and why it's so black around your eyes. Like your eyelids are black. Like, how are your, child, let me look mine and make sure mine ain't black. Not as dark as his. I got bags. Is it black? No. Because I mean, everything around his eye. I know he's a dark skinned guy. He's darker than I am, but sir, that is too, like, you are black all around. Get that checked out first. That's all I got to say. Child, I know these men hate. I know a good majority of these men hate me on Ready to Love. I know they got to because I talk shit about them every time. So let's pause here, you guys, and move forward. All right, you guys. So we got another damn group date. It's Katie, it's Mike, it's Samson, Charisse, Swayze, and Trinika, right? They all went skate. They went roller skating, right? I was kind of confused as to why Katie had a skirt on. Ma'am, you're going skating and you have a, never mind. Leave it at that. So they were skating. Samson fell trying to look at Charisse's ass. Now I will say she did look nice in that outfit that she had on. Dare I say I'm starting to like Charisse? I think I'm starting to like Charisse. A little bit. So Charisse asked him what is the most romantic thing that he's ever done for a woman. So he says he took his ex-girlfriend to Paris and he rented out a table at the Eiffel Tower and they got to oversee the sunset. That is romantic, actually. That's very romantic. Wow. You know, with Samson, I really do like Samson, right? The thing with Samson is I'm noticing that he kind of trauma bonds with people, and it's a little bit of trauma bond. It feels like, you know, he also wants the women to be in a struggle. Ixnay that struggle shit. Ixnay the struggle shit and Ixnay the trauma bonding, right? I get what he was saying about he wants to, you know, the woman he's dating, he wants to meet their father. But then when he talked about the fact that his father, you know, is deceased, I was like, oh God, here we go. it just kind of feels like we're trauma bonding. It really does. Like, my mom is deceased. You guys know my mom was deceased, right? And that's not something like, I don't lead with that. And I'm not saying he led with it, but I don't talk about. I very rarely do. Like, it's not that I don't. You guys know I miss my mother, but when I go on a date, which I ain't been on one in a minute, but when I do go out on a date, that's not something. I always tell people. People, if you ask about my mom, then I'll tell you. But that's not just something that I lead with, right? It's not something that I lead with. Like, I'm not gonna say I would love to meet your mother because my mom is deceased. So yeah, I wouldn't lead with that. Just saying, nothing against it, just wouldn't be me. So Charisse says that she's a very giving person. I was like, really? Girl, you could have fooled me. Okay. Swayze. Him and Katie are talking, right? So she asked Katie and asked Swayze, what does he like about her? He laughed in her face. I was like, girl, not a damn thing. He's not that into you. So he says her personality, she's beautiful, and he likes the fact that she's always eating. I was like, sir, that was a dig. You like the fact that she's always eating. So then he says, he tells her she has a good head on her shoulder, but she talks too much. I'm like, those are, so you took two digs at her. She talks too much and she eats a lot. So basically you're calling her fat and that she runs her mouth. Kind of how it sounds, right? That's not something that a person wants to hear, that I talk too much and you like the fact that I eat a lot. Are you calling me a glutton? So, she asked him about his daughter, right? And he says, he's only introduced one person to his daughter. So the next time she meets someone, this will be that one person, right? Well, it ain't gonna be you, Katie. And no shade to you, sis, but it ain't gonna be you. Just saying. So then she asked him, is this lust? He said yes. I would not want someone to tell me that yes, this is lust, because I'll be like, huh? Is lust? He says, but I have to like you first. Do you know the difference between liking someone and lusting at? Do you know the difference between like and lust? Those are not the same thing. They're not synonymous. I like you as a person. I like you. I like your personality. I like this about you. I like that about you. Lusting after a person means literally, I'm lusting for you. Like, I'm lusting to have sex with you. Like, do you realize what lust means? Lust and like are not the same thing. You could say no. I mean, that's different. You could say I like you, or I have to be. I think what he's trying to say is he has to be, no, he ain't even saying that. I'm trying to help him out, but that ain't even what he was saying. I was about to say he needs to be mentally stimulated by you, but that's not what he was saying. He literally does mean lust. Because when he says he likes you, that's what he's trying to say. He's trying to say he has to be physically attracted to you. But sir, that's still lust. Just saying. Not like. He's talking about physical attraction, but hey. So she asked him, what could he have done differently in his last relationship? He says, talked about his feelings more because he was more, I guess he brought work home. If you bring work home, I'm gonna tell you to get out of my house, or if we live together, I'm telling you got to go to another room. If you're at my place, I'm gonna tell you got to go home. If I'm at your place, I'm like, you know what? On that note, I'm out. Period, point blank, you guys. So let's pause here, you guys, and let's go ahead and wrap up the episode. All right, you guys. So remember, I told you guys earlier that Tommy wants to have a group dinner, right? So Tommy tells everybody, I want to put the BS out there on the table. So Jamala, she starts it up and she says to Randall, I'm not gonna say, well, I was about to say it. She says to Randall that she feels like Randall is playing the field. Jamala, he is. He's absolutely playing the field. I've been saying this since episode 2 or 3, right? Whenever he started building that connection with Whenever Randall first built his connection with Trinika, I thought it was I thought it was kind of genuine at first, but then after that we saw Kayla and Jamala come in, right? And I was like, oh, yeah, this doesn't look genuine to me. And I think it was Jamala that we saw first before we saw Kayla, but I just didn't feel that it was a genuine connection, right? Because you guys remember the episode when Tommy told them, the men, to take a woman out on a date that they ordinarily wouldn't go for, right? Remember, he went out on a date with Trinika, someone he already had a connection with. So then for us to go into the next episode where the men are taking a woman out, he's out with Jamala and with Kayla. And I was like, yeah, Randall is playing a game. And I still think he's playing a game. So yes, she felt like he is playing the field. He absolutely is, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't think he is effectively communicating that he is keeping his options open. There's nothing wrong with it. Just be open and honest with everybody involved, right? So then she says that, she says that, she doesn't know if she and Shakira are on the same page, and Shakira said that she needed to take a step back. Child, Shakira. So Shakira says that she felt betrayed by somebody, and Katie said, "Is that somebody me?" And Shakira says, "Is it you?" I was like, "Oh my God, girl, not this. Girl, just keep it real, because girl, you have had no problems telling us in an interview with the producers that you have an issue with her. You ain't had no problem telling Tommy you had an issue." Now, I will say in this scene, I was happy that Charisse stood up and said, let's not talk about this. I was thankful for that. And then, you guys, the weirdest. So I noticed that they chopped some scenes. I noticed they were chopping things up, right? Because at one point, Charisse addressed Mike, and Mike said that wasn't how it was. Then Looney said that she texts Swayze, and Swayze leaves her on red. Then Justice was talking to Kayla. Then, who the hell is Brando? Oh, Brandy. I put an O instead. Then Brandy, she addressed Samson about giving out the gifts. I was like, what the? I can see at that point that they were chopping and screwing things that were in. They were just taking things and just placing them. Like, it just didn't seem like it fit. It didn't seem like it fit. Where am I at? So then Kayla and Mike had a conversation. She doesn't feel like Mike reciprocates what she's giving to him. Girl, he ain't reciprocating what you give to him. He's not. Period. So Tommy excused the ladies. At one point, Shakira, before her and Katie, when her and Katie was talking, she got up and left. She said she wanted to leave before she called another black woman out of her name. Then the men talked to Tommy, and in the end, they came up with the bottom two. The bottom two was Charisse and Shakira, and ultimately, they sent Shakira packing. Baby Shakira, please go get some therapy. You have not dealt with that hurt, that pain, and that trauma, sis. You haven't. I don't know what it is, and honestly, I don't want to know what it is. Nah. It's something deep rooted. It's something deep rooted in your past that you have not worked through. And I just want you to work through whatever that pain is, my love. But that's it, you guys. Child, I made this video almost 30 minutes. That's it, you guys. Like the video, leave your comments in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your post notifications. Share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. Socially distance. Be blessed. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Like I said, you guys, I think I'm going to go live tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central Time. If I do, you guys will see it in the communities tab. I think so. But I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.